Ah,
Whoa.
right, there's 4 of them. I
That looks
see.
like, from behind, that looks like Aku Aku.
Whoa, okay. I nearly got attacked by poison darts.
Lost touch. He lost his touch. It's sad.
Oh, that's
That's
disappointing.
so weird to think about. Like, there's people born like that have, like, no nerve endings, and, like, so they don't feel pain. It's just weird to
Yeah,
think. Like, I saw this one where this, like, girl, when she was, like, younger, like, didn't have any, like, feeling of pain in her, like, her hands. And so, like, when she was younger, she would, like, put her hand on the stove and wouldn't feel anything, so she didn't think there's anything wrong with it.
right.
Except that her hand would actually be, like, burning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary, like, because you could have, like, a serious medical problem and never know.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, my mum was actually never born with a sense of smell. She's never been able to smell. Well, I say that, actually. Okay, so for those who, like, okay, I'm gonna probably offend people here. In the past, I have made jokes about cancer, and the reason I've done that is because a lot of my family members have died or suffered from it. My granddad died from it. He worked with asbestos and then got cancer. My hamster died of cancer. Well, actually, I put it down, but it was dying of cancer. My mum had a brain tumor. My granddad had lung cancer. My other granddad had lung cancer and survived it. So, like, I joke about it because it doesn't phase me because I've, like, encountered it so much. So, like, if I ever do a joke like that, because it's a joke. It's not meant to be offensive in any way, shape, or form. That's why I've done it in the past. But the point is, my mum had a brain tumor, and after she had the brain tumor out, she was able to smell a few things. So we think she's actually had it since birth.
Huh.
But it was benign, and then it started actually kicking up. So it's interesting to think about. She can't
I would
smell
always
much.
think that if I was just thinking, like, losing a sense of smell isn't a huge deal, I guess. I hear it does remove a lot of, like, the taste in food, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But, I mean, if I had to lose a sense, I don't think smell would be as important. Like, maybe, like, you couldn't smell smoke if there was a fire, but there'd be a fire alarm going off, so, you know.
If the family or the person
and, like,
had
stuff
it
like
smart
carbon
enough to
monoxide.
reboot
Carbon
it.
monoxide is a poisonous gas, but, like, it doesn't have a smell anyways, so you wouldn't even notice even if you had a sense of smell.
Well, yeah, I mean, gas leaks and stuff, you can definitely smell.
Why do the armadillos have names? That just bothers me. They're animals.
Furyash. You don't want a name Furyash? Is that what you're trying to say? You don't want to kill Furyash?
I don't know.
It's a great name.
So I haven't watched the X and Y Pokemon anime, but I hear right now Ash is gonna fight Diantha. I haven't watched it. I just want to watch him get his ass kicked because Ash is a piece of shit.
Remind me who Diantha is. Oh wait, as in the movie star Diantha. Wait, which character's Diantha?
The X and Y champion, like the.
Yeah, that is who I thought it was. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not in a movie. It was just like in an episode. Like he's like they like cross paths, and he's like, I'm gonna challenge you to a battle with my level 99 Pikachu that is only actually level 2, and my I'm gonna use my super effective Dragon Pokemon on your Fairy type because I'm smart and I'm Ash. That's how it works.
I like Ash still. Whatever. That's floating dynamite. Yay! I'm scared to go near any of this.
Why is it not going off? Because it doesn't. Because I didn't hit the ground, right? Because that's never gonna hit the ground.
It's just disappeared. Well.
Glory to all hail the floating dynamite.
Yeah. Well, it's the floating dynamite is not as epic as the floating.
That's actually the first glitch I think we've come across. Which is surprising.
Yeah, maybe. That's true. I guess the game doesn't have many glitches, but it has to deal with the fact that it's mostly awful. So, you know, I guess it has to be good somewhere. The story really doesn't like interest me at the moment. I'm sure it does pick up, but at the moment it really isn't that.
Well, Cinder's
Right.
cool.
Yeah, Cinder's interesting, but we know
got
nothing
that way.
about her.
Yeah, right. As of right now, we know nothing.
So the
We just gotta
story at
get
the
that.
moment is like, okay, I'm a chosen dragon, that's cool. There's an evil dragon called Cinder, okay, that's nice. That's it, pretty much. Like, that's all we know, more or less. And it's just like, oh, shit. I guess I have some motivation to do things. Not much, but I have some.
It's not that the gameplay feels bad. It just feels like, especially when the enemies just look the same but recolored.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels repetitive, and they could have done a lot more with the combat system. Like, in Sonic Unleashed, the combat system had a bunch of different things you could do, and there was at least platforming that involved the werehog, like, specifically. But I don't know, this type of game just doesn't seem to fit in Spyro style. Like, Crash, it seems to fit more. It just doesn't seem to apply to Spyro as well.
I don't even know where I am.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Where do we come from? Where do we go now? Where do we go?
I think we go this way. I hope we go this way. I don't know. Find out in a second, I'm sure.
Woo, woo.
Okay, yeah, this is the way to go. Cool. Yeah, the problem really is, it's just like when you go up against enemies like that, a lot of them have attacks where it's just like, oh, you're stuck in the shockwave. Oh, another one's hit you, so you're stuck in that shockwave. Oh, and now you're dead because you couldn't move at all.
I'm sure if you're like a master, you could like there's ways to avoid that, but like it's enclosed quarters like this.
Like I'm a casual person at this game. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like, at least to a degree of I'm gonna just destroy everything about this game. You know, I'm not good at it yet.
Like Arkham Asylum had combat that was like, but it felt fluid. You know, it felt like, oh, I'm shifting here, I'm going here, doing this. But this isn't as fluid as the Batman Arkham games.
I'm actually intrigued. Let me just check something. So, slow motion. Yeah, you can change it. Look. Oh,
wow.
Look, it's slow motion chance. That's actually quite cool. You can change the amount it happens. Like, specifically. That's actually kind of interesting. Yeah, we filled that up. Is the slow
motion useful, though?
No. It's just to make it look cool. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it actually does anything. So
I'm sure if you, I think they put it there because, like, you know that whole like you can aim your enemies and knock them into other enemies. I think that's why it's there.
I guess, but still. I mean, who really checks the options to be like, I wonder how much I can change the slow motion from happening. No one's gonna see that.
Well, it's at the bottom, but like it's a feature that like seems weird because like in my mind. It's not, you'd think it's just an inherent feature and there's nothing you could change about it, right? And then it's like, oh, I can change, I mean, it's nice that it's there, but it's something that I would have thought was just inherently in the game and you couldn't control it.
Yeah. The thing I don't get right now is what was the point of giving us electric breath since fire seems to be doing a lot more damage to all the enemies? Like, we just fought an enemy called Oak. It's just, that's wood. Electric won't work.
I'm sure we'll run into enemies that you need to use electric breath, but right now the fire breath seems to be doing fine, so...
Yeah. And when we get
that bridge is not structurally sound.
And when we get Earth, it's going to be utterly pointless to use anything else. Because it's going to be completely broken, so... Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Hi! Dreadwing bird! When there's trouble, you
this is the only enemy that I think has a really cool design so far. Then Ice King.
Dreadwing bird, let's kill Spyro.
Spin me right around, baby, right around.
He died like 3 times there.
Well, I think those gems just fell off the side of the world, but whatever. Reminds me of that one gem in Enter the Dragonfly that just spawned from the top of the world because it fell off the edge.
That was a beautiful. I think we should redo that just to see the different glitches we get.
That wall climb, that vertical wall climb where there was nothing there, we just couldn't stop going up. That was amazing.
I think we should just do 8 playthroughs of it. Did I tell you the game can be now completed in under a minute?
Oh, it's section skipping.
Yeah, you know how Ripto's portal was there from the beginning. It doesn't become active until you can
like
you can head bash through it. You can clip through the floor at a right place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You can clip through it.
And basically the boss is less than a minute long, so it's just like the loading screen is the longest bit. It's hilarious. Because it takes, like, if you do it right, it takes like 10 seconds to get in there.
Yeah, it's like those playthroughs
20-second
of
loading
Pokemon,
screen.
like the Pokemon Yellow speedruns that are literally 0, 0, 0, 0. Because
Yeah,
like
'cause it's just moving around in menus before
you
the
can
game
just
starts, and then you press.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you just warp to the end area.
For no reason whatsoever. I love stuff like that. Have you? Oh, do you know what? I think I have to show you this after we're finished. Spyro 2 TAS. Did I show you that?
Because you can do the double jump, right?
Yeah, no. Did I show you the 7-minute one?
No, you didn't show me the 7-minute one. That must be new.
It's so fucking cool. Basically, okay, so there are... Oh, this looks hellish. There are proxies, and proxies basically mean you can jump on the objects that give you sparks, butterflies. So like penguins and frogs. You can jump off of them and get super high jumps.
Really?
Yeah. It was discovered recently, but it's really specific. But there's also the gulp skip. Now, gulp was never a thing that could be skipped before. That's why speedruns were always about 30 minutes, because you had to get all 14 talismans to unlock Gulp's level. So you had to go through every level. Now you don't have to, because it's always been possible to skip to Crush, but Gulp now can be skipped. Or not skip Gulp himself. But the basically, you know the breakable wall in Autumn Plains near Gulp's area? You can climb up the tower the other way round. So you basically clip through the wall. It's super precise though. Like TAS obviously gets it in a second. Normal runs take about a minute to like 30 seconds to a minute. It's so precise because there's like 1 millisecond too far to the left, you won't go through it. 1 millimeter too far to the right, you clip through the wall and you run's dead pretty much. So it's super precise. But it's just such a cool strat to see. It's such an impressive run.
I remember one time when I was back in the day when I played the Spyro trilogies, I'd always look up all the fun glitches you could do. And so I found one where it was like, wow, you can get to the Aquarius Towers without paying money bags. It's great. I sneak in and then I come out to the level and I'm like, I'm stuck. Because the walls stay up permanently and you can't get out.
Yes and no. If that's the last level you do, you can actually get out because you'll be teleported to Allura and she's like, now you can face Crash. So actually you can get out of there if you don't pay him. And you have to do it last though. But it is possible. But yeah, like, ask me any question on speedruns. I can pretty much answer it because I watch so many now. Speedruns are
so
insane.
cool. It's just... Yeah, there's the Ocarina of Time ones also I've seen are pretty insane. The
yeah,
weird,
like the super, like, shield by a rock in Ganon's castle to fall off the edge. Like, it's just, what the... how did you discover this?
Yeah, you know, there has to be... Speedrunners are really dedicated. They must go through every area and try everything in every possible combination just to find the fastest route.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, like, there are people who do, like, hours and upon hours of glitch hunting just to find them. And I've done the same. Like, the thing is, like, because obviously I speedrun Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is ridiculous because honestly, it's glitchless. Like, there are very few glitches, at least none that skip things. The only thing I can think of is the gummy ship, because in Kingdom Hearts 1, you finish Hollow Bastion, go back to Traverse Town, have to go back to Hollow Bastion through a different route. You halfway through that visit, you can just leave you can go back to main menu, and because you've completed half of it, the other half of the map completes itself because it's unlocked it essentially. And you save about 2 minutes by not doing that half. But that's like the only thing. Like, the game itself, in terms of glitches, is flawless. There's nothing that you can skip, apart from worlds you don't have to do. But that's obviously not a glitch. So it's very impressive. Same with Kingdom Hearts 2.
When you do your speedruns, are you using 1.5 or?
1.5. Yeah, it's faster because you can skip cutscenes.
See, that's the thing. Keep in mind the original Kingdom Hearts, like, they lost all the coding for it, right?
Yeah, they had
lost
to
all the
redo
files.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking when they redid it, they just redid it and they made sure it was like seamless.
No, because
I'm sure I wonder if you played it in the original, like the original Kingdom Hearts 1 disc, if you could find more glitches.
No, well, but people have. There were speedruns of it before 1.5, and there wasn't any skips. It's the same. Like they did have to remake it from scratch, and it's actually it's a very well made remake. And there are notable differences. Like you notice every so often, like Deep Jungle, the trees are actually different. Size of rooms are very. It's hard to see, but they are like parts of it are smaller. But by a very small amount, like hardly noticeable. It's only because I've played it so much that I notice it. But it's like there's just nothing. And the same with Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 just has there are no glitches. There's nothing that's game breaking or like okay. Actually, Kingdom Hearts 2, that's a lie. There's one game breaking glitch. Zelda in boss fight. If you skip to Mickey, sometimes the game will crash. But apart from that,
but like Square Enix games usually always have really they have really good quality assurance to prevent stuff from that.
Yeah, no, they do. And even then, like the only reason it's going to be a problem is if you don't save.
You know what? I'm really curious now if there's a Persona 4 speedrun. It feels like
I looked it up because I'm currently doing that in streaming. I looked up Persona 4. There isn't one. There just isn't. I really hoped there would be because I would genuinely like to see that. Just because I would love
like
to see it with
speedrun of that
commentary.
game would still take a week.
Yeah, like I want to see. I just want to see a speedrun of it live with commentary, just so you can hear this guy or girl just progressively get sadder as it doesn't end. Like, okay, wait, what? I thought I was gonna hang.
You can't climb on that?
I thought you could, but
that would make perfect sense to climb on. I guess we haven't climbed anything else, but
yeah, we had the same thought there. I went into Hero's Tale kind of mode, but alright, fair enough. How did you get up there then? I don't care, you know, I really don't.
It's like the impossible tower in Spyro 3 that just has like a bunch of lives on it, but there's like no way within the game's constraints that you could ever get to it.
Oh yeah, that thing. Oh,
in the last world,
last
like
world, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a removed thing. There was going to be, I think there was going to be a flight power up, but they
or a whirlwind maybe to go there, but it wasn't. So the only way you can get there is with cheats.
I think you can swim in the air actually. I might be wrong about that.
I'm not sure if you can in that home world. I think you would have to like maybe do the. I don't know if you could. I'll have to see if there's any way to get there in the constraints of the game.
I don't know, but have you seen the skipping to the sorceress?
Yes.
Where you basically the desert level, you can with the sculpture in the home world, you can basically just go through it and it will skip you in through the floor super quickly into the wall. It's a beautiful glitch. There was some really cool stuff. Like the Crash 2 world record is insane. Crash Bandicoot 2 100% in 1 hour 17 minutes. That's just
100%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
in
insane.
An hour?
Yeah, like okay, so slide spinning is super fast, and like I tried getting into it and I was just like, okay, it's kind of fast, but it's nowhere near what they're doing. And then when I watched the run by I can't remember his name, that's really bad. Like when you see the run, he basically talks about it, and it's basically you have to while you're actually spinning, or like you slide, then while you're spinning you actually let go of moving forward or whichever direction you're heading, so you get more speed. But so that means you have to be so specific, so you have to slide, spin, let go of movement while you're spinning, slide, spin, and just keep doing that. That's so specific movement. It's just like, why? Why are you that hard to do? But it's an incredible run. I recommend it. It's really fascinating, and there were some really interesting parts to it as well. There were some really cool skips, and it's just a really fun run. But there are loads of really interesting runs. The Kingdom Hearts 2 now has a world record. It was actually yesterday. Biscuit did it. It's 4 hours, 4 minutes, and 44 seconds. However, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is actually quicker because you get Limit Form. So Limit Form basically destroys bosses really quickly. Well, at least certain bosses anyway. Because if you get a combo with it, it basically takes out a bar of health, so it's really quick at killing things. And you can also get dodge roll from it, so you can move around quicker. So
Yeah.
it makes the run a lot quicker. So I think that's 3 hours 52 or something, something like that. But for Kingdom Hearts 2 standard, that's really impressive. For those who don't care about speedruns,
How about slow runs?
yeah, this is one of them.
Can you imagine how agonizing that would be to complete the game in the slowest amount of time possible?
That means you just don't move for weeks, basically.
Well, there has to be some rules that you actually have to be making progress.
So every like 5 seconds you have to move, something like that. So
it would
basically,
have to be, now it wouldn't be anything about moving. It would be you have to beat the game in the most roundabout way possible.
yeah. So like if you have to constantly move, you could do it so you're moving really slowly like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. I actually want to do that now.
Yeah,
because
and
of how
like,
silly it is.
I'll just use like Spyro, like the original Spyro, just because I can't think of anything else right now. Like, you can only collect gems after you've beaten every single enemy. You can only collect gems one by one.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to do it slowest, you've got to keep moving. It's basically if you do it so like rules, you have to keep moving and you have to and like intentionally go for stuff. Make it so like, okay, first gem of the level, that's the first gem I'm going. Now the gem at the end of the level, that's my next target. And then that gem at the other gem at the start, that's the next one, just back and forth.
I have to talk to the NPC. You have to talk to every NPC.
Yeah. Like that, oh, that would be agonizingly slow though. Like it would take so long. I honestly, like, if you were going for 100% Spyro 1, for example, honestly, I'm thinking, like, if you did it...
To be perfectly fair, in games like Hero's Tale and the original trilogy, it's actually worthwhile to talk to the NPCs, because they're actually really funny.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
But, oh man, that would just be ridiculous. Spyro, why don't you want to turn in midair?